And then I'll show you why I went long too in this same thing. I went long right here. I'm still in my position. But today, where I got my bias from, let's delete this. Go in replay mode. All this jazz. All right. And so remember, pretty sure I alerted you guys that I said like if YM is the strongest, then Nasdaq's the weakest, and vice versa. It's like if Nasdaq's the strongest, then YM will be the weakest. ES is pretty much always going to be the middleman. So what do we have overnight? Well, if we go, I can leave it there. But if we go to 18, right? Here's that new day open right here. Literally opened, never even made a new low, and then just ripped higher. So what did I tell you guys? Most likely, especially when trading at all-time high, we're not New York session is not just going to continue to pump. It's not going to be like yesterday, where especially since we never had an inside day, right? So that's why you could have expected Wednesday to be such a large range day because the inside day from Monday, right? So going to Thursday or going into Thursday, well, the only logical level we have is this 2 a.m. high. And if we go to hourly, we expanded all the way overnight. So what's our next key time? 9:30, right? We had no news today. So we're going to wait for 9:30 to show us what it's going to do because we know that every high we take, you can anticipate a new phase of price. Why? Because we're trading at all-time high. So what are the phases of price? Well, it's continuation, expansion, or retracement, right? Or consolidation, expansion, retracement. So we take this high, and if you look at the 15-minute, this is how you actually could have been short off the 5-minute this morning. There was SMT here with ES, and this is sort of where I got my bias from going forward into the later day. So 9:30 hits, and is this the kind of retracement you want to be seeing when you're looking for more continuations long? No. And when you can use the hourly or the 30-minute when you're looking for an intraday New York session continuation, right? So all that means is I'm looking for 30-minute to hourly PD raise for price to be used as support and then go higher. So what is this right here? It's down close candle, rebalance the fair value gap, and then expand it away. So I'm expecting now this area to act as support, and ideally this doesn't even get touched, right? We want these upper fair value gaps and this hourly fair value gap to act as support. Well, again, we wait for our next heat time, which is 9:30. Well, again, we established that we do not want this large of a retracement to be able to go long. So we're going to wait for what? Our next logical area to get hit. When you look at the 30-minute, this low, this low, this low, these are all in close proximity to each other, right? When I talk about relevant swing highs and swing lows, relevant sell-side liquidity pools, you're not going to mark out just this one, right? Because this one is so close to this one. And if this one is close to this one, and we have this last swing low so close to all three of these, wouldn't we just mark this one? So this is our main area of interest. And also, I always talk about this opening price as well. And if you look at ES, it's actually even cleaner here. And the same thing applies, right? Failure swing, and equal lows, right? And again, same sort of thing here. Yes, you can mark these out, but this is just so smooth to me that that's why I was anticipating these lows not to be held, and I really wanted this 755 level. And if we play price, right, price hits that, and then this is where I said it was going to get a little bit complicated. So you don't want to be longing or shorting ES until YM takes out its previous daily high. And because you can anticipate price, great. You can anticipate price to have a new phase of delivery once what? An important level is reached, right? We only have previous daily high and then the all-time high. So this is why this is a relevant level. And then I have here, anticipating a new phase of price, right? I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, even though I know it's not that simple. So that's why I'm trying to break it down like this. But we know in a bull market, right? Let's put this on top. In a bull market, what does consolidation lead to? Expansion, right? Well, if our key time 9:30 is hitting our only relevant level, we're waiting. We wait. We have patience. If we look at this, this is why I have anticipated a new phase of price here. Our logical levels met, and then price manipulates the high and then continues lower. Trades completely through the bullish PD arrays that we're expecting to hold. Remember when I tell you guys, if a logical level is met, wait for the continuation signature through it. That's how you know you're trading a true breakout. And that's also why you have to play off the other strengths of the other indexes. So I'm not trusting this 5-minute setup here after we close above here. Why? Because at the same time here, when you get this change in the state of delivery, technically this could be your CSD on the 5-minute. Look at what Nasdaq's doing at the same time. Here's 950. So when the assets are this decoupled, you don't want to be taking this setup. And if you would have just waited a little longer, look what happens. 15-minute change in state of delivery blows through all the PD arrays. And again, we're not anticipating a reversal from here, right? Why? This low is so close. Here's this low. And then this is the 4-hour fair value gap here. And so we now know, and as we have known, YM is the weakest asset on the highest time frame, right? It has been. So if now we're failing to get through the price level, we create a 15-minute change in state of delivery, and then we have sell-side liquidity pools below still. We also zoom out to the 4-hour. Where's a logical area to reverse from, or to get support from? I told you guys in the live today that I wasn't expecting this 4-hour order block and this 4-hour breaker to get ran through. Why is this a breaker? Well, we have a low, we have a high, lower low, higher high. Right? We take out this low here, and then price trades higher, leaving a fair value gap, etc. And if you take the swing low to this was the current swing high, not this. Actually, this was. I'm bugging. We use this 50% of the range where price repriced to discount for our fair value gap inside the breaker, inside the order block. Right? Bull market, we're looking for longs until proven otherwise. And this is what I mean by having to expect or needing to anticipate new phases of price when key areas are met. So that's also why I alerted the short today, or I wanted to go short off of this 15-minute order block, which I never got filled on, and then price hits all of my take profits there. And look where price starts to show some support from, right? What do we always talk about? How do you confirm a reversal? Well, logical level is met, right? 4-hour discount for value gap. What do we get? We start to see that V-shaped signature. See how it doesn't take a long time to close through this up close candle on the 5-minute? That's exactly what you want to be seeing. Reversals put in, price starts to expand away. Now it's already later in the day, so I'm not looking to trade this away, and I'm not expecting a full-on reversal. But in this case, it could happen, right? You take your chances. But in this, I'm fine with just letting it go. YM actually ends up making a new high a day, and then ends up chopping into the close. And you, of course, the weaker asset at the time, Nasdaq, sort of does the same thing. Here, and there was also SMT down here with this 16 o'clock low, and that is where we sort of got our reversal from. So why was I not looking for longs? Again, same sort of thing, right? SMT at these highs, 930 expanding away, large deep retracement, not what you want to be seeing. Now we're flipping our bias from looking for longs, invalidating the 30-minute order block, and then we're looking for all those smooth sell-side liquidity pools below. And the same thing applied on ES. So that's also why it's important not to chase, right? I'm not looking to short into this low in a bull market. I don't need this low to be ran. And you can see if you would have got stopped out, right? And I'll go over this short on why I was going to take this. Here, this is the logical level that I was looking for to be met on ES after we failed here. we failed to offer support through these relative equal lows and those Asia lows. How do I know that? Well, here's the 5-minute chart. Now we're trading the weaker asset as well between NASDAQ and ES. Price comes up, rebalances 5-minute fair value gap. We close through here. You can short that close if you want. Stop at the high. Why is this important? Well, I'm waiting now. I told y'all I'm waiting for 10 a.m. Well, here's 9:50, so it's 9:55 technically, and this is that 10 a.m. closure. Price is just chopping, consolidating, and then price opens up, takes out its previous 5-minute candle high, and then gives us that change in the state of delivery here, validating to me that this should be the high of the 4-hour candle until what? Our objective is met. And so that is why I was trying to look short here off this low, and my stop loss was right here. And then TP was just 2R, and that was met right there. But I didn't end up taking this because, again, I was just okay with letting the day go. I don't need to be a part of a lower probability day like this, but you're still able to frame a trade if you know how to profile, one, a 4-hour candle, or two, if you understand, if you're able to flip your bias. It's not necessarily understanding anything complicated in my opinion, but it's understanding that 930 is failing to validate your bullish bias. So that's what I always try to tell you guys. SMT, key time, it's not doing what I want it to, so I'm either wrong or the day's not going to do anything. And in this case, the bullish bias was wrong until further notice in towards the day. And that was pretty much the day. We needed YM to be able to take out this high before you were able to do anything on ES. And that is just because ES is the middle asset. So you don't want to be caught trading the middle asset. So if you were able to catch short during the 1-minute chart, like up here somewhere, right after 9:30, then that's perfect. But again, personally, I was just waiting to see if this 30-minute order block was going to offer any sort of support or not here. But the main takeaways, if you're sort of new or whatever, is just that the SMT pre 9:30 between ES and NQ, and then 9:30's expansive nature, and the 30-minute order block not holding. That invalidates your long bias, and that's why you're able to flip into looking for these smooth relative equal lows down here. And if you look at NASDAQ as well, this is just a 4-hour fair value gap that price is respecting. And I said yesterday that I was potentially looking for the EQ the range, but now since YM had already hit its EQ the range, ES and NASDAQ, the stronger assets, do not have to come all the way back down here. So that's also why I was looking for longs during the Asia session, and we can go over that really quick too as well right now. Remember how I've told you guys about if we manipulated either in a prior session or the prior day and we're expecting the continuation? Well, these were all of my logical levels that I wanted to see get met. And really YM hitting the 4-hour fair value gap with the EQ and then producing this large move higher with still a relatively important objective, which is all-time high. This is where I was my draw. Also having a all-time high draw on NASDAQ as well as ES. With all those things in mind and all of my levels being reached that I'm expecting price to deliver from, and price is having a continuation phase, I'm looking for longs in the next session. And so that's why I was looking for longs at that new 4-hour candle, which was 10 a.m. And again, logical level before all-time high. So I'm not just longing this 15-minute fair value gap because we don't know how far it's going to retrace. Well, what do? I wait, right? Well, what's our next key time again? Well, here's the open. 18 is our new day open. Mark that out. How do you want a bullish candle to form? What are we inside of on this? This is our low before this candle. So we're in a consolidation range with the swing low inside of 15-minute fair value gap. Inside of what? You look 30-minute fair value gap inside of what? Hourly fair value gap. So now we have our key level, our hourly FEG. We have a 15-minute low. And how do we know we want a bullish candle to form as an open low? Here's our 18 o'clock price. Price is doing what? Trading lower. What do we get? An immediate rebalance back into the range. And then what do we get? That V-shaped reversal with price continuing to expand away here. So this would be your reversal here. What's your continuation signature? Right, this right here. We sweep the low. Another down close candle. We close above. Now this is our new invalidation point. Until what? At least this high. Then we just continue to move the goalpost. And the same thing. This 15-minute fair value up and this down close candle should hold. What does price do? Exactly that. Same thing on NASDAQ. Relevant level hit. SMT at this low with ES right here. We've already done the manipulation. We manipulated prior in the prior session. What do we have? Price closes above. That's our reversal signature. Here is the continuation. This is our new invalidation point. Price continues to do what? V-shaped reversal. Expands. What do? Retrace into a swing low. Same thing on NASDAQ, right? New day open. How do you want a bullish candle to form? Open low, right? What do we have? Relative equal lows on the 15-minute. We sweep. What's price do? Expands away. Closes above. Reversal signature. How do you know it's confirmed? What does price do? What are you looking for when price creates a reversal? You're looking for what? Expansion. Why? Expansion met with expansion equals reversal, right? Engrave that into your head. Write that on your forehead if you have to. That's how I know I'm trusting that this is the low of the day until what? This high is taken. So what did I do? I see new series of down close candle form. I can long this, but I'm not in a rush to long this. Why? Well, I'm running out of my new 4-hour candle. This is what I mean by just having patience and waiting for that 4-hour candle. I'm waiting for 22, the new 4-hour candle to open. Price does what? Takes this high, closes above these down close candles after price rebalances fair value gap. What do we leave? A fair value gap closing above the high. To me, I'm looking for this to be my new invalidation point. So I longed right here, stop loss at the low, take profit at the high. I'm still in the trade. Stops or break even though. I don't want to see price get through this fair value gap, and I still want this down close candle to now act as support as well. And you can see, what do we talk about? Small wick, right? 28-point wick. How's the candle form? Open low, high close. Where we want that large candle body validated by the small opposing run, validated by all of the manipulation that happened during the prior session.